Hello to this little sliver corner of the safest part of the tastiest part of the most wonderful part of the internet. How are all of you on this Monday? And it is Monday. Pulse check. Are we all still there? I don't like this whole setup, but I was cold and I don't know. It feels like the rib cage is like really way up into my chin place. So I don't like that. But anyway, hello. Welcome to Monday. How are you all? Mike, Mark, Einar, Jason, Tim, Brandon, Kevin, Ron, good to see you. Can't believe Monday evening, 8:15 p.m. My laptop screws itself watching on phone until laptop updates. That is always the way. That is always and that's the way things are going since I woke up in this timeline on Thursday with the migraine. I'm convinced I woke up in a new timeline. And in this one, your laptop needed an update. And then in the other one where we're all chugging along, Mike's just laughing his ass off, drinking a duck fart. What's up, number one? Good to see you. Hello, Pizza Giraffe. Saucebots here. What's up? I gave Sean a shout out last week, and I don't remember what I said, but it was enough to get Sean to shout back. So he's a holler back girl. So good to see you, Sean. Greetings and salutations to Stephen Dwayne Nelson Jr. You gotta love Microsoft and their updates. They're poorly timed updates. Jason, good to see you. Christopher, good evening. The Pizza Giraffe channel is no longer PG. It is now for, well, congratulations. And to that, I toast you with the Magic Duff bucket if we got a birthday wish going. Oh, you can't toast a 14. Cheers to your birthday. And this is a root beer. It's actually not. It's the Aldi. It's the Aldi Guinness, which is the McGuire's. And it's just there, it's the beer you have. That's the tagline. McGuire's, it's the stout you have. It's the stout you have. So I don't know, drinking beer, alcohol on my channel, I didn't even realize, is that violating some rule? I don't know. Don't care. Because it's the beer I have. Fat Fingers, good evening all. Fat Finhers. What did you write the first time? That good goof evenings. Goof evening all. It is a goof evening all. So you should have leaned into that mistake, number one. That was a good one. It's a goof evening. It's a big goof. New boot goofing. Anybody know the reference? New boot goofing? I'm just goofing. New boot goofing. To be honest, I've had several timeline switches the last month or so, really. It's going to speed up because they found the black hole that's going to eat our galaxy. And so that the timelines are going to click, 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 click. They're going to keep just ratcheting up. Phil, good to see you, Phil. Hi, friends. Bet you can't guess where I am. Jason JJ Murphy. Where are you other than Kansas City? Bismarck. Earth. Hello, Alexia. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in some time. Or your name, I feel like this just is a weird situation. This is a weird. The way this shirt behaves on my body makes me very uncomfortable. I don't understand what's going on. I would have worn something different. And it's now too late. The amount of enthusiasm when announcing your Aldi Guinness inspired. It's not enthusiasm. You know what? I'm trying to make something out of nothing. It's like I'm trying to hype myself to finish this. It's the beer you have. Your skin and bones. Yes. Costco. Somehow I always end up here at the start of the lives. I have headphones though. Oh, I can break right through headphones. You think headphones can contain me? Not good. Not good. Now, I'm not even going to pretend. Unless Aldi Guinness would like to sponsor the channel. And even then, I mean, like, you're gonna have to buy me a new F-150 Aldi Guinness for me to lie about your product. And right now, I'm admitting I'm gonna lie about your product, so it'll be a very quick fact check. I don't think I can. But I can talk about it. Like, you'd buy me an F-150 and I'd have that, and then I would be, in a position to talk about your beer and do product placement, and then you'd have access to the 200 views. The best the best, the best use of $80,000 Aldi Guinness could hope for. That guy gets hundreds of views. But we're not here for that. We're here for us. Seriously, we're here for us. So that's okay. That's the best use of my 90 minutes right now. Jeff, what's your choice of stouts? Coffee, Russian, Imperial, milk chocolate, oatmeal, or just a standard? I love an Imperial stout. And I love a coffee vanilla stout with um with my name on the side. So the Jeff word. What is the flashing? What the flashing hell is going on in that corner? Do you see flashing lights here? Maybe not. I, I'm tripping balls. There's like flashing. Okay, it went away. It stopped. Oh, there it's back. Weird. Um, Mitch, is the Jeff Word Stout Imperial Stout? I don't know if that would qualify, if that's categorized as an Imperial, but it's a coffee vanilla. That's my favorite stout. That is quite delicious. My brother-in-law gave me a stout, which was heavy duty. It was like drinking a sack of chocolate. Drink the chocolate sack, I think it was called. It was called Costume Party. And that thing was like it was darker than midnight and it was sweet. Very sweet. It was like, yeah. So my preference would be an Imperial Stout. I do like an oatmeal stout. Everything you just listed there, Ron, is delicious, but I like coffee. Um, Get the warm cookies, Jason. Do they still? I don't think they have warm cookies anymore at Costco. Um, but yeah, my coffee vanilla stout is the best. And then Rapture also does a. Oh, that was Rapture. The Jeff Word Stout is like he hit it out of the park. It's like he zoomed in. But the Sugarfoot Stout is kick ass as well. And that's weird because it's coconut, and I don't like coconut. So he pulled it off. Um, Midworld Press. I picked up the Atlas of Hell stories by Nathan Ballengrud. Thanks you for the heads up about this company. Oh, no problem. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to do it. Speaking of which, if I was a witch, I'd have a podcast called Speaking of Which. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Speaking of which. And then I'd go on a resort and it'd be a sandwich. It would just be a pun channel. So here we got. Look at this. I was happy to help Midworld sell one of these. So now there's only 20 left in stock. Let's see if I helped Midworld sell two of these. Is there 19? No, still 20. It's a hard sell. $190 for two glorious books. So it's $95 a piece. Right? Right? Am I right? I tried to do the math in the video. Dudes, I just can't stress enough how much I want this to sell out so we can get all the books in the J-Date series. So, anyway, I'm glad you got the Atlas of Hell. I've heard good things about that. I see the paranormal flashing. I think it is. Nice to know you can be bought. I don't think anyone is surprised. No. You know what? CD can't buy me. Gauntlet, Borderlands can't buy me. That is a freaky. I'm freaking out. Is this like? Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be one of those creepy pasta videos. I see it. Well, it's gonna, you know what? I could do this. Oh, it's over there. Well, who knows what's going on? We could, it doesn't go anywhere. It follows the whole thing. It follows the deal, man. Wow, that is trippy. That is paranormal. We got a ghost, people. We got a ghost. It is sitting shotgun. It's my co-host ghost. I finally got a co-host, and it's a ghost. Ghost co-host. Can you do something, ghost? Can you like speak to me? What have you got? You got any messages from whatever dimension you got a favorite book? Like, I don't know. All right. Well, I don't know Morse code, so coffee stouts are great, but my favorite is Founders Kentucky Breakfast Stout. I tried that. I didn't dig it, but I did try it. Left Hand Brewing Nitro milk stout is great. That is good. I mean, I said great, but I don't know. You got more spirits than what's in your bottle. Damn, you're not kidding. Oh yeah, I see it now. Poltergeist at your 3:00. Weird, isn't it? And it's just gonna hang out. I think. Yeah, we're just gonna let it roll. When it ducks out, then you'll realize, yeah, it's not even fun for the ghost. Good evening, Lance. Is it possible your house is home to a poltergeist? Because I think they want their own segment tonight. That is fine. You know what? I'm happy to have, this whole thing is like unscripted. I had libbed, mildly prepared, but I do have some notes. So if a ghost wants to say something, I mean, I got a Ouija board up there. I got some tarot cards. Trippy, man. Trippy. Okay. All right. Good evening, Lance. Good to see you. Can't taste the coconut though, or at least I can. No, it's very subtle and it's well balanced. Is the poltergeist here to bring the conversation back to books? You're the ghosts. It's the camera. What? It might be that. Wait, what? Is there a hair on the camera? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna run IT now. Most ghosts are just technical issues. The ghost. We killed the goddamn ghost. I had a ghost. That was at least interesting. Now we got nothing. The ghost is gone. Great. I wiped away the ghost. Free special effects on the live. I know. Left Hand Milk Stouts, amazing. Free special effects. I bet the shirt is haunted. It's just, I don't know. I feel like this is just, it's just creepy the way that moves. It's like got bosoms or something. It's just not, it's unsettling to me. This whole thing, man, it's like, it's an unsettling show tonight. It's very disturbing. Because I'm too near the grave and I'm too old to be gender bending. It's like off again. It's this timeline I woke up into. Have you guys all been in this timeline? Like, I wonder, maybe you guys don't notice because I'm the guest here. Okay. Well, we wiped it away. Probably a piece of lint stuck on the camera or similar. You guys all know it. It is a cool looking effect. Lance, now I see that. I wish I wouldn't have tried. You're going to get slimed. Hey, Mr. Weapon, by the way, congrats. Mr. Weapon had his write-up about dandelion wine in the Centipede Press newsletter, making the big time. Cool. Oh, I don't want to say Beetlejuice 3 times. What's up, Lutsky? Good to see you. Ruined it, Jeff. Thanks. I know. It was the ghost of more or less of you. Well, that's good, Ian. Thank you. It was the ghost of more or less of you. Early feedback to the channel was very helpful. And this person wrote, "I want more or less of you and more of the books." It probably was Stephen Dwayne Ellison Jr. with a burner account, but it wasn't attributed to him. And he's not one to shy away from getting credit for his thoughts. So he's not one to throw a rock and hide his hand. Just say that. How you know it's a her? Oh. Uh-oh. I like the ghost. Now we are going to miss her. Oh, you thought it was producer Jill. See, Chad missed the entire ghost thing. Oh, it'll be the best replay ever. This timeline sucks ass for sure. Sure do. Is the ghost getting its own channel? If it did, it would dwarf my subscribers in a fortnight by playing Fortnite. Probably. All my ghosts are ladies. Oh, that's a little creepy, Mike. You're just kind of admitting to something here. That's awesome, Mr. Weapon. Dandelion Wine is one of my all-time favorites. Yes. I have 0 aliases. Only Jeff could get ghosted by a ghost. There, see? From co-host to ghost to ghosted. Hosted. Only thing left to do is get toasted. And then this video will get posted. So yes. Evening Friday, sunny New Jersey. Evening Friday? You're in a different timeline, way off, Jay Stones. Evening Fry, Sunday, sunny New Jersey. Having no filter between brain and mouth is a feature, not a bug. It just rolls right out, like it just I do pump the brakes every now and again. Jeff Rapp, I could do some NWA, which is funny because I can't even say the name of the band in its unabbreviated form, and I can't even do the lyrics to some of my favorite NWA songs. I approach the microphone because it ain't no joke. That's where I got to stop. Writing about Bradbury is pure passion. I'm glad you liked it. There is more coming. Oh, very cool, Jason. Very cool. And yes, that is the whole brilliance and beauty of Bradbury. With Something Wicked This Way Comes, he brings you back to those simpler times where magic was very real. And now magic is dead, and it's one of Mike Hughes's lady ghosts. Was that NWA or Eazy-E? No, that was Eazy-E. You're right. Wait. Yeah, it was Easy Does It. It was the intro. Yeah, Easy Does It. Eazy-E. Now that I think about it, I don't think I own any NWA albums. Huh. I don't own Ghetto Boys either. With Bushwick Bill. First of all, hey, Bushwick, what do you do when people underestimate your size? And this is what Bushwick does. First of all, he laughs. Then he smacks their ass like a goddamn car crash. I want to do never mind. I have to brain to mouth filter. Just reset. Bring the ghost back. Can I put a lint up near the camera to bring that ghost back? Oh hell, the Ghetto Boys are awesome. Yeah, they are. What's up? Cool Rooster Games? I won't reveal your secret identity. Well, your real identity, Cool Rooster. But hello, I mentioned Fortnite. I don't know if you heard that. That's moderately relevant to your interest base. So I'm glad I'm reaching a wider range. Well, talking about Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451 have a certain relevance these days. There's a lot that there's a lot to read that really, when I was a kid and you'd read these dystopian books, you'd be like, You have this naive belief in you have this naive belief that the government is good and authority figures are good and everybody has your best interests in mind when you're a kid. So you read these books and you're like, wow, that's crazy what this person imagined. George Orwell. What the hell, Ray Bradbury? You're crazy. Nobody will ever squash the First Amendment in this country. That's like sacred. That is absolutely baked in to Western civilization as a pillar of freedom. Nobody would ever want to criminalize any speech. Never, ever. Then you wake up in the wrong timeline one day and can't get out of bed till 3. And then once you do and you read your emails, you just want to roll right back over. Which brings me to the small town. So I was rejected. And it's not just that I was rejected. So did I tell you guys the venue I wanted? We have a courthouse in just north of Chattanooga. This courthouse, Ray County Courthouse, where they had the Scopes monkey trial. If you look it up, it's historic. It became the forefront of the battle between religion and science and education and all that. So it was evolution versus the Bible, basically, in court. It was a show trial, meaning I think the whole thing was kind of a farce, and they put it on for the theater. But I mean, that's my impression. Anyway, and it's celebrating its 100th anniversary or something like that this year. And I wanted the courthouse, and I found out you could rent it. You could rent it out for events. So I submitted my application the first time. I'm like, this is awesome. Jeff Kahn for convict. I was going to get a gavel made. It was going to be the first annual Jeff Kahn, and it was going to be like, you're guilty. And I was going to have a whole theme about finding authors guilty of something. Like, what are you guilty of? It was going to be like an overriding theme. It was going to be awesome. I was going to get shirts made that were going to be prison orange. I had so much hope. So I submitted that application. They denied it. And they said, well, we're renovating this year, so we might not be ready. We think the renovations will be done in July. I'm like, well, I want August or October. And they're like, we don't think it might not be ready by then. I'm like, well, I want October. Please let me know. And then they told me, well, I can't have October 25th, but I could have October 11th or November 8th. So I reached out to FRACASSI because without him this fest, I need him there, and I need Mitch there, and I need Stephen Dwayne Nelson and all these people. So I reached out to them and I said, what works better? And they said November 8th. So I'm like, great. I can't do October 11th. I can't do November 1st is what they gave me. I'm sorry. November 1st. I said, but I can do November 8th. How about that? No, I'm sorry to regret. So then they told me no for the final time. And they gave me a list of places I should reach out to. So I was super pissed off, and I read that last Thursday. So today I'm like, well, I'm feeling okay. It's a business day. I'm gonna call, and I called them up, and I called the number, and the person, she's the vice mayor of the county of Ray County, Tennessee, and she answered the phone, and I'm like, and she's like, Ray County Courthouse or whatever she said. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I put an application in to rent the courthouse and I was denied. And I was just wondering, is there anything I can do? Can I adjust any number of the things I wrote in my proposal? Can I adjust anything to make this work? No. I go, well, can you tell me why I was denied? Well, there are a number of reasons. And she was like a stammering moron. Like, I could say that now that I've been denied. I can be honest. Really did piss me off. She gave me no answer. She goes, well, we're renovating. And she was literally stammering. I'm not 60 Minutes. This isn't a gotcha journalist on the phone asking you why you killed people. What, you're not Tiffany Henyard out of Dalton. Just look that up. That's a mayor that embezzled all kinds of money out of Illinois. I just want to rent this goddamn space. I will clean up. Well, we can't, and I'm sorry, I'm a stuttering fool. And I kept asking, kept asking. I go, well, you know what? I don't need, I'll clean up. I can lower the number of attendees. I can, maybe we don't need all the spaces because I actually rented more than I needed. I rented the courthouse, the first floor conference center. They have a museum and the grounds. I rented all of it. I said, I'll reduce what I'm renting. What can I do to make this work? She basically said there was nothing, and was like somebody I caught in a crime. And it's these pea-brained little gatekeepers. Oh, at one point she said, renting this courthouse is just one of my many duties. What? I don't give a shit what your duties are. I didn't give you the job. I don't know why you're in this job if you're so distracted and you can't handle it. All you have to do is take my money and give me a key. Man, I was gonna sit up at the desk like the big judges, and I was gonna have the gavel. I was going blah, 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 and everybody could sit in the pews, and I could have the defendant and the witness. All this stuff was gonna be so awesome. I was gonna have a projection screen. Man, I was so counting on it. So now I did it. I reached out. I did one last try. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I went down to the courthouse and talked to the person there who was awesome. Her, well, I don't know about awesome, but her receptionist was worlds better than this vice mayor or whatever the hell she is. Oh my God. A stammering idiot. So this small-minded little bureaucrat, instead of just giving me the keys and trusting I'm not going to punch holes in the goddamn wall, instead of doing that, that would have been great. It would have. Well, talking about, can't believe they told you no. I know. You could probably find an old haunted prison nearby. I wanted to find some. It was so quirky, so weird, so different. And it was like set up. I didn't even have to set up the chairs, like the galley where everybody would sit, the gallery. And it's this old, like 1920s building and creaky and very cool. It was very cool. And I'm like, at the end of the phone call, I thought, if I'm getting this much trouble just renting the space, these people are going to be nothing but a pain in my ass. I didn't even get to the point where I was going to say, all right, now I got the space, I'm renting it. Is it okay if we wheel a couple of kegs in there? Like, I didn't even get to the point that might even be a touch over the line. Like, you're trying to bring alcohol into this historic, like, I don't even know what they would have done. I was trying to find all the workarounds I could get. I couldn't believe it. And Jill suggests I reach out and let, see if anybody else has had this issue and let everybody know who these people are or whatever. And, it's just, you're just wrung dry with these. I left Illinois because the village I lived in was full of assholes like this. They're not accountable, and they don't have to answer your questions. And this person couldn't string a sentence together and it felt like I walked up on an employee who was surfing porn sites on the job. Wow. The phone rang and you picked it up. This isn't a shock that a voice is speaking to you. And like, what am I going to do? I was as polite as possible. The authors could plea by giving out books instead of jail. Yep. They don't want a former Yankee from Chicago renting it. I know. I should have talked in a Southern accent. Obviously, they know who you are. If you let Jill do it, you would have been in. Very possible. Dude, they're going to get an order of protection if you keep calling. It really was not a big push. I was very kind. Yeah, they suck. Mm-hmm. Did you inform them that you are borderline elderly? I think they could tell from my voice. I see public servants in the US are no different than here in Europe. Nope, none. Little people with a little amount of power become complete assholes. Maybe Chiz donates to that courthouse. That's, you know what? He might have, they might have discovered that. I bet that is what it is, Mr. Weapon. Chiz got to them. To be fair, it's a pretty stressful time for federal employees. Well, these are local employees. I don't think they're county employees. I don't think they ladder up to federal employees. And quite honestly, this person seems they are doing too much. Yeah, it's local government. Yeah. Could you push Jeff Kahn to a later date? Not at this courthouse. Nope, it's done. I'm done with them because, again, even if I got the date, I would totally be worried about them restricting something, giving me another headache. It's like, what about Waverly? I didn't ask about the kegs first. You got to work it up to that. You know what I mean? You got to work up to that. You got to, it's a Trojan horse. You got to give me the keys, and then I just wheel in, I just say, oh, it's soda. Look at that. He pours a Jeff Word stout, and it's black. It's a soda. Bummer this didn't work out. Good point about the small town mindset causing problems if they did eventually agree. Yeah. Change the name to Chiz Fest, and you'll get the venue. Yeah. What's Waverly? I don't know what you mean, Waverly. Waverly. What's Waverly? How about Warren Studios in Nashville? The attic or basement or jail? Or did the lieutenant mayor call you Sugar? No. Hey, Sugar. Maybe you can find a whiskey bourbon distillery or a haunted hotel. I'm looking at a barn because it worked for Fracassi Fest. Sorry, the courthouse didn't work out. They sound like a nightmare, though, to work with. Yeah. The old sanatorium. Oh, in Louisville, Kentucky. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, huh? The Maker's Mark Distillery. Yeah. I'm trying to keep it near Chattanooga. I'm trying to do it. There are a couple of places I'm looking at. One of the places that this asshat vice deputy mayor gave me was a place that I had considered in the list of places. Now that I gotta go look at it again, I got tour places I gotta look at. So we'll make it happen though. Kid Rock's Bar in Nashville. Nashville, yeah, Kid Rock. Maybe I'll get the Bud Light Shooting Gallery. I don't know what do we do there. So it's a bummer. And after I rolled over and I read a whole bunch of negativity, I can't tell you. It was, I had a headache. It had just a migraine, a thundering headache. And I just sort of gotten over it. I was now able to think a little bit. And the first things I read are just just bam, 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 bad news all the way down. Just, I was able to get out of bed, but then after I read that, I didn't want to. I just wanted to roll over and sleep till October. Sloss Furnace. That sounds, you could burn evidence there. I did that for a business convention once. Showed up with a couple of kegs and a wagon at the Mirage Convention Center in Vegas. Tipped a guy to open the back door. Yeah, you got to grease some palms in Vegas. All other employees just assume we had a license once it was in the door. Nice. Yes. Grease a few palms. It's the Chicago way. It's the Union way. So anyway, writing that newsletter was a bit of therapy for me because I'm like, I had the worst day ever. This is hell. I'm in hell. And then when I wrote it down and I read it back, I'm like, okay, this place is burning to the ground. Like, there are people, LA's gone, and like, I'm worried about this stupid shit. So it was a little bit of therapy. I'm glad I was able to air it out. And please don't hold it against me. I toned it down actually on the edit. So what else? Just make sure you didn't hear dueling banjos in the background where you decide to rant. We all want to make it home afterwards. Just started reading Kin. Oh, and I gotta say, Keelan Patrick Burke puts Southern cannibal cults in with surprising depth. You got to read Cottonmouth. The guy's brilliant. He is really brilliant, and that's the one good thing that is in this timeline is I have that book still. There it is, Kin. Ooh. I wish I had the numbered. There's a lettered for sale still on the site. A lettered edition Kin. Very alluring. I would love to buy that, but Jason, that's how I've lived my life. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and chances are people will just assume you are. Confidence counts for everything. Literally everything. Confidence. Yes. So what else do we have to talk about? Do we have good news to talk about? Do we have fun things? I think we do. Where's it at? So let's check this out. I want to do this live. When I wrote my newsletter, I said there were 13 or 12 copies of Third Rule, the Broken Binding edition left. Before I went live tonight, I checked and there were just 7. So I wanted to see, is it going to sell out while we're on? Oh, it's still available. All right, let me show you. Let Beef Daddy show you how you figure out how many are left. So you go over here. Now I know there were 7. So the trick is you put it to more than you know there are. So I know there are 7. I'm going to put it to 8. Then you click add to cart. There are only 7 items. Okay. So there's still only 7 of these. Now, what I like to do is I go right over to the cart and empty it right away. So I'm not holding anything in my cart if somebody's trying to buy right at that moment. So yeah, there are still only 7 left. So if you only have 1 ordered, maybe double up, and get another one because there are only 7 left. It's going to sell out. A lot of people are going to come to this book later. I guarantee it. And they're going to wish, oh, how they wished. And then you would be the hero that comes along with the strength to carry on with an extra Third Rule. And then you would rule with Third Rule. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, no problem. Here you go. Oh, how much do I owe you for that? $1,000? And you'd be like, no, just your undying loyalty. That's all. And then you're golden. So 7 left. Let's see. While I was jabbering, did 1 go out? No, only 7. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This ain't a telethon. I'm not Jerry Lewis. I can't be, clowny, or I can be. Wearing an orange vest will get you in just about anywhere. Hi, Viz Vest. I finally pulled the trigger on Third Rule after your newsletter. Yes, nice. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did, and I think you will. It's a phenomenal book. It's one of my favorites. If anyone is looking for the Centipede Press, the Skraeling Tree, it looks like there are still some copies available under the book's heading. Really? Jason, I'm well known for just follow me and act normal. Jeff, did you read Philip's rather depressing post on the Patreon the other? Yeah, and that's basically what I was talking about when I woke up from my migraine. He shared that news, and I just, I've read a lot, and yes, I have gotten super picky as I've gotten older and what I will read, what I will finish. There's a lot I won't finish anymore. I'm just like, no, it's not a bad book. I can see its merit, but holy shit, I just don't have the time. And if I'm not running back to the book, like finding the time, or at least carving out extra minutes to read it in the morning. If I'd rather doom scroll or respond to comments or do other housekeeping items than read the book, that says a lot, and so uh, as super picky as I am with all these other authors, that just adds to the power that Philip has to still keep my attention. Like I read Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. I couldn't read it fast enough. I love that book. And Third Rule of Time Travel is even better than that book. And same thing with Boys in the Valley, Cello and Strangers. It's compulsive but intelligent in depth, and there's depth to it. Not like, not like Don't Let Them Get You Down, which is super deep, and it's actually too deep. It's terrifyingly deep, and in the psychological sense. But I don't know how he accomplishes it all. He creates this compulsive storytelling that's completely original, riveting, and visceral in a way that's like Stephen King. I'll say it. I mean, Stephen King is a goddamn cookie cutter when it comes to his characters. He has 4 people that he knows, and he writes about them all the time. He rinses and he repeats, puts them in different outfits, gives them different names, and sends them back in off the bench. That's all he does. Philip Fracassi is not at all like that. I mean, nothing about Fracassi characters are a given. And there's complexity, and when you think the Philip Fracassi story is going to go one direction, he'll take it in another direction, and it's not a cop out. It's not like season 8 of Game of Thrones where they were subverting reader expectations. No, it totally makes sense. It's a reality it's a reality I didn't consider, and am all the more excited to read about. And so all of that said, to hit all these roadblocks in his career, and it just pisses me off. I mean, really, I don't think he's a minor league indie only author. I think and this it just strikes me with the same despair of Chad Lutsky. Like you know what? I blame myself, because the things I like uh tend to become niche things. I don't know why. And so maybe it's because they have my fandom that it's holding them back cosmically. I don't know what else to think, because they're phenomenal authors. Tyler Jones is another one. Keelan Patrick Burke's another one. If I had my way, I would have a publishing house and I would do their work all the time, and I'd give them the fattest contracts they could ever want. And I'd be thrilled with the stable of talent I had. Thrilled. Every confidence in the world putting out their books. So it just, yeah, it's depressing, and it feels like a loss for my team, our team. It feels like an L, and I choose to think of it, definitely as a setback and I can't imagine how he feels. I mean, it's got to suck, but yeah, it's a setback. I can't imagine Third Rule is going to grab people by the jaw and force them to acknowledge what a book it is. Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre is super smart, fun, and a lot of fun, and a lot of mystery, and every step of the way you're wondering who it is. And it's awesome. It's awesome. That's another compulsive read. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy that one. I think a lot of people, and I don't know how Philip's feeling about those two books in particular, but for me, Third Rule of Time Travel is undeniably genius. It's undeniably uh, a top read. That's one guy's opinion, a very particular guy who's got a lot of. It's easy for me to be turned off by a book. It doesn't take much. I give a lot of leeway to authors I like. But if you're an author I like, you don't need the leeway because you're a proven commodity to me. But if I'm rolling my eyes at any point during a book, it's done. And I think I'm going to create a new rule. It's going to be 2 eye rolls and you're out. Yeah, Broken Binding employees. Hey guys, look, we sold out 10 seconds later. What? Yeah, because dumbasses like me pulling it into the cart. It's the Coach Beard philosophy from Ted Lasso. Yep. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, William. Good to see you. Glad you're here. That Patreon post frustrated me. How does he not get a contract for foreseeable future? One of the smartest and hardest working authors in the business. Amen. Who wants to start a street team to get Third Rule on bestsellers lists? That would be awesome. I would do it. What was the gist of Philip's rather depressing Patreon? I don't know if anybody answered, but his contract wasn't being extended by Orbit or Tor. His contracts, he had 2 book contracts. Orbit, I think sees the end of his contract is with Third Rule. I'm not 100% sure, but they're not signing him on for any new books. And Tor, Nightfire, they're doing Autumn Springs in the fall, and that's it. So he has to basically start over. He has to get at it with a new book and sell the new book to a new publisher and start to build his network up again, almost all over again. And he's established. I mean, and it's so premature because these books, Third Rule and Autumn Springs, aren't even out yet. It's like he did, what was it? Skyhorse did Child Lone Strangers, and they barely supported it. Tor did Boys in the Valley and Autumn Springs. They're coming out with. Gothic didn't get a trade release other than Cemetery Dance, but Boys in the Valley did very well. I mean, in my opinion. But what do I know? I mean, it got great reviews. A lot of people loved it. The paperback just came out. I think the hardcover print run's all gone. Just seems short-sighted. It's like, wow, did they cancel Stephen King after Salem's Lot? Like, you did 2 books, we're done. So wanting to read FRACASSI's Retirement Home Massacre. It's awesome. It's awesome. I picked up Wraith by Joe Hill from CD Site and was able to use my store credit to pay for most of it. At least I know that book will come out in a timely manner. Here's the rub. Excuse me. If you ever wonder what it sounded like when I sneezed, that was it. That's live. This ain't getting edited. The rub of it is Cemetery Dance will ship it. So the book will get published and then they might sit on it. That's the risk you run. Yeah, I'm really excited to read the final edit of Autumn Springs. Yeah, me too. Because he edited it in a way, the versions that Stephen Dwayne Ellison Jr. and I read had elements. I call it the killer cut. Because it's just different. And I think there were think there's less I say is the better, I think. Because with a whodunit, you don't want to run your mouth. And especially me, who will inadvertently say something stupid. But again, I read the killer cut. Just like the arc for Serafina, it was the dark edit. It was the dark version. This was the killer cut for Autumn Springs. And the edits he said he was making and the pivot he made gives it's a better crescendo, right? So like the killer cut was a little different where you kind of deepen it immediately. Like it comes out really swinging. Whereas this new edit really brings you to a place and the hit you get is harder. It hits harder at that point. And I could see the pacing and the rhythm of the book is just going to be chef's kiss. I cannot wait to read it again. It is I'm getting pumped up about it. I'm getting so pumped up about it. It's going to be a long wait. You know, it sucks that it's a long wait to September to get it, but oh, is it going to be worth it? And yeah, so I can't wait. Our team is still the best, no matter how many people are unaware of the talent. I know, and I wish I could do more. Thank God we have Lethe and Clash. Maybe they don't have a big budgets, but they still can get into the big stores still. Yes, yeah, and he has a place. He has a place to be, but you know, let's just say Del Rey is going to pay Josh Mellerman lots of money to write, sit at home and write. And he does sit at home and write. He gets it done. And that's what you want. You want this publisher to give you a big advance so you could fuel your life. You could write another book that gets a big advance and they sell copies and the author gets to sit and write. And then when they get beyond the advance, then the royalties start rolling in. Maybe movies get made. I mean, I don't understand it. A24 is doing a Philip Fracassi story. It just doesn't make sense to me. So the only factor in the speed bump is me. I'm a fan. I've jinxed them. September 25. I don't know the exact date, but that's when Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre is releasing. Is Mitch busy putting the final touches on the chapbooks? Maybe. Hello, Jeff. I've been watching your content for a while. Keep up the great work. I will try, Jesse. I'll try to create that great content. Tor dropped F. Paul Wilson 2 a while back. They're making bad decisions. Tor Nightfire, the Nightfire imprint, has its own sort of I'll say agenda. They have their sort of where the niche they're trying to cover doesn't include people who look like Philip Fracassi, who identify as Philip Fracassi. That's my perception. Nobody else's that I know of. I'm just putting it out there. I think there's a certain reluctance to publish somebody like Philip Fracassi at Nightfire, which is just awful. It really is. More voices is better. Voices instead of other voices is bad. I was taught that since I was 5, and I still believe it. So here we are again, back in that dystopia, the stupid place to be. Just finish your homework, Mitch. Mitch is here. Killer cut. I'll allow it. Thank you. It's good. I'm glad to get your seal of approval. It's so weird. All these romantasy girls get published without even a proofread, while smart horror writers struggle to even get their book considered. Romance and fantasy are the top 2 selling books. Publishers are a business, so I don't fault them for rushing things to market if they know they're going to sell and the expectations are low and they sell anyway. I don't mind it. You know what? Actually, what I like is sell those romantasy It's like diversifying your portfolio. So you have these instant sellers that make all the bread that you could spread to the books that are not selling so quickly, but have value. I mean, but I guess, yes, that is egalitarian and not business minded. I just got done with my connect the dots picture I was assigned. Oh, did you skip any numbers this time? He has trouble. Excuse me. Third rule is supposed to show up at my door on the 18th from Amazon. I also ordered the hardcover from Fantasia. Fantasia should be a week earlier. So Fantasia, oh my God, I told you I had 8 books coming. The UK edition is slightly smaller than the US trade. I'm getting a direct signed US trade, which should be later because Philip has to do the event at Artifact, I believe. Then I'm getting signed with book plate from Underbrush and the Broken Binding and the UK and the Fantasia. So I'm going to have some struggles over there with the FRACASSI shelves. It's going to get greatly expanded. I mean, I only have 12 copies of Boys in the Valley. Oh, wait. Kevin sent me the link for the Russian language version of Boys in the Valley. Oh my God. Oh, I'm telling you, it's like the Fracassi shelves are going to be 1 book each, and they're going to be 5 shelves, but many copies. I'll bet you go on a Check Plus, Mitch. I bet you got a Check Plus. Yeah. Identity publishing, is that a wise long term financially? Hopefully, a smarter publisher picks up the quality authors out there. Yeah. Again, if you feel there's a market for something that people want to read, but they don't have access to it currently, that is good. That is a good move. Fill that space and get that talent out there that might have been overlooked. No gatekeeping. Like, yes, that's awesome. And yes, you should go by sales and see how well things do. and some art could be subsidized by more lucrative art. That's fine. Let's spread that out so we have more art and not echo chamber of the same thing repeated over and over and over. That's what we got in Hollywood with these reboots and remakes and sequels. Like they get, oh, we want a proven formula. Like you got to take risks in art, but I know risks in business is bad. So you have that golden goose, the goose that lays the golden eggs, that subsidizes the ones that have merit, but maybe not that wide of a readership. Yeah. Absolutely right about advances, Jeff. You want authors with work ethic and repertoire like Philip Fracassi and Tyler Jones that can deliver. Yes. Book Talk is ruining the publishing space, in my opinion. I know. And it's like in a world where we speak in acronyms and we need instant gratification on things, we're losing touch with that sustained, delayed pleasure of a good read and investment of your brain into something deeper than a quick page turner. I guess I'm surprised, honestly, that books persevere, that there are people that have bookshelves like this loaded with books. It is comforting to know there are a lot of book talkers out there and a lot of people that value books, maybe not to the level that we do or we hope the world does, but oh man, it does feel like the shorter the attention span, the more talent and human artistry is going by the wayside. And with AI out there, man, it's rough. It is rough for art. The human expression of art. I could have sent you that link weeks ago. I know. The delay was all me, Stephen Wales Jr. I was waiting to see if the book actually arrived as it should. Hadn't used them before, and it was delayed in getting it due to travel on my side. That's okay. Vincent Chong is selling prints of the cover of No One is Safe. Yes. Are they still available? I have to say that the Russian Boys in the Valley look nice. Also picked up the Russian Malfi of December Park. Is that what the title was? Yeah. I also really do want the German Cemetery Dance Germany edition of Josh Mallerman's Day of the Schwein, Day of the Pig, Pearl, on this, the Day of the Pig. I don't know how to say it, but I have Goblin, the Cemetery Dance Germany version of Goblin with the Daniel Sarah art. And it's a quality book, man. I know I thought I had two. Yeah, in the German Boys in the Valley. German Cemetery Dance. I know Cemetery Dance Germany does very beautiful work, even if you can't read it. Sorry to miss the live. Catch everyone on the replay. Hopefully, Jeff leaves the live chat up. I select it every single time, Zach. Every single time now when I go through my setup. I wish it would just save it as a default setting, but whatever. Beef Daddy goes there and makes sure it's there. See, now this is the difference between a Jeff Word Stout and a Aldi Guinness, is that the Aldi Guinness is a third the size of those big growlers. Is that what I'm drinking? Is that a growler, Mitch, that you send me in those canisters that look like mortar shells, the cannon shells? Is that a growler? Do I drink an entire growler? It's like 2 pints. It's like 2.25 pints. 2.25 pints of Jeff Ward Stout. This lasts longer than that. These 12 ounces last longer. Wait, is that 12 ounces or is that? Yeah. These 12 ounces last longer than 2.5 pints of Jeff Ward Stout. And that's because I can't bring myself to go. This is like a book I don't want to finish. This is a DNF of beers. I'm not running back to this. I jumped all over that print, Lance. Crowler. Oh, I always said growler. I like growler, but crowler. But I want to know, is that I'm drinking a whole crowler? That's awesome. Took me an hour. Growler. Oh, growler is larger. The growler is a 32-ounce can. Oh, growler is larger. The crowler. Oh, really? There are two different things. Oh, wow. Anyone still waiting for their I Was a Teenage Slasher? Mine hasn't been sent yet, but I keep seeing it in the wild. Ooh. Growlers are a 64-ounce bottle. Damn. Nice. I could go for a growler of Jeff Wood Stout. I would drink it all in one live. Oh, man. Yeah. I just got my shipping notification. Okay, so yeah, I didn't get any more Stephen Graham Jones from SST, and I know he's going through some shit, that guy, man. I hope he perseveres. Again, that's our team, you know. I'm rooting for our team here. I still haven't received my issue of the new CD magazine. Anyone else still waiting? Ugh. That is a level of hell. Really, it is. You don't get it, then you get it, and it's too late, and you don't get whatever. I have a few growlers. Look like the old moonshine jugs on Hee Haw. Yes, I used to be a produce salesman in a prior life in a different timeline. And I had a customer, Prairie Rock Brewery, and they would come in and they buy fresh fruits and stuff from me for the restaurant. And during the Christmas time, they brought me a growler. My customer, my client. I was like, oh, I was blown away. She asked me, she goes, what do you drink? I go, I love stouts. She goes, I'm going to bring you in a growler of our stout. She didn't tell me. She brought it in. She goes, here's a growler of our stout. I had that jar. I don't know where it is. I had the growler still with the Prairie Rock logo on it. I loved that. That was a good drink. Not as good as a Jeff Word, but I still haven't received my CD magazine yet either. What is up with Stephen Graham Jones? I got to read him. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jones. That's good. Means he's starting on the international orders. I don't mind waiting, and I don't really want to bother him with an email yet. Yeah. Are the German CDs of Josh Mellerman's On This Day of the Pig being dispatched? They should be ready to go right now. Ron, no sign of CD magazine either. They should be ready to go right now. I think they're on the site ready to ship. Yeah, you got to kick stuff out of the way. Because I think they came out with the Day of the Pig before Goblin even, but maybe they didn't. But here's Goblin. Yeah. This is the Goblin. Yeah. I think I might have accidentally cut the dust jacket a little, the front board a little bit. There's like a little thing there. Anyway, this is gorgeous. This is a really, really gorgeous book. I wish this was in English to go right next to my Earthling, and they give you, the bookmark. I love Daniel Serra's stuff, man. Did he sign this? I don't think he signed it. Let me see. Is the signature sheet in the back? See, I don't even remember. It's perhaps in the back. Hold, please. Where the hell's the signature sheet? Oh, it's right here. Stupid. Just kept going. Yeah. Daniel Serra signed it too. I showed this to you before. I've shown it on my channel. So Josh Mallerman, Daniel Serra, the only words I could read. Copy number 72, right? We talked about that weird 7. Anyway, it's beautiful stuff. And the art, it's loaded with art. Loaded, it's got a lot of art in it. Really great quality, and it's inexpensive. So the Day of the Pig, let's see if we can find Pig Day. Cemetery Dance. Hold on. Cemetery Dance. Germany. On this, the Day of the Pig. We are not good typers. Wow. I don't know how to get to the Cemetery Dance Germany site. Oh, here it is. That was easy. Let's all share this journey. We're going to do English. So German first publication. So you're over here and you look up Mallerman. Yeah, we got Goblin. And then the other one's Today on Pig Day. Today on Pig Day. Schwein. Hüt am Tag des Schweins. I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry. I probably swore. Hüt am Tag des Schweins. And it's got the Daniel Serra art. It's got all the Schweins that you want. All the Schweins. It's got end papers. Got pigs. I don't care about your cookies. I'll allow them. I don't care. Look at that. And it's got spot gloss. That's what the other books have as well. They like their spot gloss. And this is like, at first I thought this was meant that profits were down, but that's just the ribbon marker. I thought that was a bar graph saying profits are way down and we need to kill this pig. But then they showed it again. And there you go with the SIGs. signatures. It's 45 euros. I don't know what that translates to in conversions. So, it's inexpensive. Oh, then they do this. They stamp it. Buchheim Verlag. You got to be angry when you speak German, or don't even bother. Look, this guy's lost his hand. Ooh, that's a steady spurt there of blood coming out. Ooh. So anyway, I think they do a great job. It is printed boards, beautiful Daniel Serra art, very well constructed. You can't read it though, unless you can. You can be, somebody who reads German. That's allowed for now. Ron, okay. Oh, you Jeffed it. Okay, thanks. I'll hold off then bugging Mindy a second time. Here, piggy. Hey, pig. Yeah, you. German isn't that hard, Jeff. I had a couple of classes with it, and if I can understand it, you can. All I know is Germany doesn't like to create space. Like they like creating words, and it's like a boxcar or a train, and they just attach another word to it if they want to say, like, I don't know. And then there's a funny Instagram guy I follow who tells funny German words. And he's like, there's a word, Germans have a word for people who can only crap at home. So if you're on vacation, or you're at somebody's friend's house and you really got to go to the bathroom, you can't go there. You have to go home to pinch a deuce. And that's Heimenscheiße. Heimenscheiße. Something like that. It means home shitter. They just combine words. They like throwing one word on top of another and making a whole, And then they also have Schadenfreude, which I like because it's just like deja vu. It's a feeling you could only say in French. And Schadenfreude means taking pleasure at the downfall or the pain of your enemy. Cool. Just placed my order. Well, I'm selling Cemetery Dance Germany books. That's the U.S. stock market. Did Chadbourne do the English version of On This the Day of the Pig? On This the Day of the Pig, the Cemetery Dance version. It wasn't very illustrated. Oh, the cover art was done by a guy named Slasher Dave. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of Slasher Dave before in my life, but he did the cover, and they obviously repurposed cover art for the signature page, which is not hand numbered. So it's just Josh Mallerman. This is the signature where he used to do another squiggle after his initial squiggle. And then there's no art throughout. So this is one of their pretty bare bones limited editions. The thing that's fun is that on This the Day of the Pig, the foil stamping on the cover is completely different from the title treatment that is on the dust jacket. And I prefer the one that's on the dust jacket from our good friend Slasher Dave. I'm glad I remembered that, because normally I'm sitting there looking and I'm holding up the book and I'm like trying to read who did the art. But yeah, I'm just going to confirm Slasher Dave right there in black and white. Front cover illustration and design by, and design by Slasher Dave. Huh. So he did all the whole title treatment and everything. Slasher Dave. Good job. But yeah, no Chadbourne involvement at all. $70.75 with shipping for that on this, the Day of the Pig. I'm telling you, it's a quality limited edition. So $70, that puts it right in the ballpark of SST. If you could read it, yes. Now, $70 is a lot to spend on a book you can't read. Fair enough, which is why I haven't bought it yet. But Heimscheiße. That's it. They have that weird B in there. Heimscheiße. There's a 44-letter word in German that translates to Jeep. A very late hello, Russell. Good to see you. And is that Poe barking in the background? You guys could hear him? Yeah. He's not just barking. He's snarling. He is a snarler. And he's got weird sleep aggression. And I don't know why. And we're trying to fix him. Trying to make him feel safe. How does it break down? I'm not even going to try to say that, Einar. I'm not even going to. Personal craft wagon? Totally can't remember. The teacher wrote it on the chalkboard once. Gartengeinga Meerschweike Personem Kraftwagen. Oh, yeah, I see that. Personal craft wagon. With all this German going on, I'm getting an urge to listen to Rammstein. Ich tu de Vrie. Oh, I mean, you got me tempted to put it on. Ich tu de Vrie. Oh, that's one of my favorite songs. I wish I spoke German just for that song. Ich tu de Vrie. Man, so I do have the German Goblin, and the German boys. Again, you got that cool spot embossing that pulls out the boy's skull. Now, I'm not going to say, I don't know who this boy is. I don't know which orphan this is. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, end papers. Very, that hinge is a little wide there. Huh. Boys in the Valley. And here it is, 173. So I forgot who did the art for this. Who did the art? Yeah, this is me trying to read the art. Is Vincent Sammy did the art. So Philip Fracassi and Vincent Sammy signed it. Illumination. So the Daily Missile. I like that. So yeah, beautiful stuff. And here's the thing. I mean, if you've read the book and you know the book, I'm going to hold it bad like everybody criticized me for last time. Look at that. Boom. There I am. Then you get the illustrations and you could appreciate the illustrations without, any of them being spoilers. And these illustrations are kick ass. Oh, and I didn't realize the end papers in the back are different. So if you remember, the end paper in the front was a frozen cabin, frozen orphanage, not a cabin. That's the orphanage. And then the back is a burning building. So, and I'm sure you've all read Boys in the Valley by now. Anybody here on this channel more than likely has read it. So you all know what the score is. But the art in here, Vincent Sammy did just an amazing job. And I will say, images speak every language. Look at that. Look at that little shit. Little turd. Anyway, so I think the Day of the Pig, man, if you want to be a Mallerman completist, you got to get it. And I already have Goblins, so you're like, Jeff, why don't you have, I don't know, maybe don't tell me to get it. Get David Hasselhoff to read you the German copy. Is he fluent or just popular? My go-to would be Can or New. Stoked for the Happy Holly announcement. Can't wait till he has a date. Yes, Philip Fracassi is going to be doing a very limited edition of Happy Holly, and I'm going to have to get 2 of them. I have to. Another Gibney book? No way. No, that's totally no. That is no. Happy Holly is Fracassi's, and it's going to be amazing. And it's a very, very early book. And he is publishing it himself, and it's going to be spectacular. So if you're on the, you got to be on the Patreon. You got to get on it. You'll get the news there. I'm hesitant to talk about what's on the Patreon because I don't know if that's like, shut up, or if it's fair game. But Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. brought it up, so it's the art by Vincent Zammy is perfect. Yes, it is. That's great art. It is. It's fantastic. That joke fell flat. Jeff, are you asking if Hasselhoff is the German Selena Gomez? Is he? I don't know. I just know you don't hassle the Hoff. He's very big in Germany. And, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how Knight Rider made it there. So what else do we have to talk about? We got a few minutes left. Wraith sold out by Levidian. Wraith, the Joe Hill Wraith, gone. Bye-bye. There's a list of vendors. And I like this, what he does. I like what Brian James Freeman does. He sells out at his house, but he has guaranteed copies going to other houses. So he can say sold out. And then that gets everybody else looking for it in other places. So I think that's smart. Broken binding. So we have 7. You know what? Let's just do a check-in. You want to do a check-in? Let's see. Let's check in with broken binding. Today on Pig Day. Let's just check in with our friend over there. Let me move you over. Let me move you guys over. We'll go back. We'll go to the stars. And then we will go down here to Third Rule. Third Rule did not sell out. It is still available. Let's see. Did any copies sell? Add to cart. 7 items. Okay. So we're just going to say it's at 7 items. I think its days are very well numbered. But did you notice there is also Hyperion is gone. It's now behind a password protected. Tree Press is doing Perdido Street Station, as is Folio Society. Yeah. People are happy about it. Are you happy about it? I don't know. I know there's a lot of that is not, I've never read him. So I have no stake in it. I have no care. I have no horse in the race. As the cool kids say, or as the kids say. And I hate how now the market is so crowded that all these books are coming out at once, by different publishers. It's super annoying, and everybody's stepping on everybody's toes, and the dance floor is getting a little crowded. We can all make decisions for ourselves, which house we want to support and what books we want to keep buying. But it gets crowded, and funds zip out real fast. And I wish they would just do different tiers, but although Folio Society and Conversation Tree Press are very, very different. We can all agree that Brian James Freeman is a good dude. Totally. Conversation Tree Perdido Standard will be better than Folio Limited. Never read it, actually. It's been on my TBR for years. What does everyone think about the new... I'm going to get to that. Fable Dipstick announcement. Shared my thoughts in Patreon comments. How does one store their extra book cover like Hyperion will have? Well, here's the thing. If they plan on it, it could be like this. Oh, butt crack. I don't know. It could be like this. So there's an extra dust jacket with later. This is the signed edition, by the way. So this is the dust jacket for later, but it came with a bonus dust jacket that this dust jacket fits right over. So there's the other. See, it just fits right over it. And if they plan on it and they mean it that way, it shouldn't be a problem. So you might just be storing it directly on the book. That's a signed one. Oh, you want to see it? Want to see this Stephen King signature? Boom. And I have number 54. I'll sell this for $2,000. Anybody want to buy it for $2,000? So I think that's what they do. But as far as Fabulistic, all right. I honestly never thought I would be talking about them again as far as a book that I'd even be mildly interested in. But here it is. This is Jason Rukulak, and I heard good things. Martin Garcia, he's not here tonight. He doesn't come by here much anymore. I miss him. He liked this book. I think he turned me on to it. And I think Fabulistic got it right, even though it sounds like fatalistic. I think they got it right now. I think they're in their spot. They're in their space. So they're doing this collector's edition, which still has a crazy high print run of 1,500. But the price is good. I mean, for a slipcase, and you get to pick one of 6 covers that you get to have for your book. It's signed, and it's got some good items. It's got end papers. It's got stenciled edges, I believe. The edges all stenciled. Comes with a art print. Yeah, stenciled edges. So we're not even seeing those stenciled edges here. I'd like to see those. But this book had a lot of hype. A lot of people liked it. It's still solid at a 4.16 on Goodreads reviews. I'm super tempted, but I reached out to Anthony K to ask if he had a before they are hanged available. I messaged him. So I would rather spend my money on that. But I am super tempted. Really, I am. I'm also tempted to get, maybe if I don't get that, to get this one. This is the standard, doesn't have the slipcase, but I like this cover. And the first print run will be signed. This is a cool art. This is great art, I think. And the first print run will be signed by our friend Jason Rukulak. And then subsequent printings will not. So signed by Jason Rukulak, while the standard edition may be reprinted in the future, only this first printing will have the author's signature. And I don't know how they set that print run, but $85, this is much more palatable. But again, I haven't read the book, and I would only buy it if it was one of the first print runs signed. It's coming out in the fall, available for pre-order. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I'm intrigued. I actually am pleased that they went this route, and they're up for that. Yeah, I just slipped my mock covers over my real Gothic ones. Yeah, I did that too. I have the signed numbered Goldsboro hardcover with the same illustrations, though in black and white, and much lower limitations, so I can safely skip this one. It's a decent read, though not as good as his debut. Oh yeah, was talking about Hidden Pictures. Yeah. I love your videos. I'm so down to earth. Oh, I'm currently halfway through Needful Things. Well, good on you, Garcia. Andrew. Or is it Andrew Garcia? Or I don't know. I assume it is, but you know what happens when you assume. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. Needful Things is amazing. Am I getting the look? Yeah. No. I don't think so. Oh, well, I wasn't thinking. I said thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you're here. And I was stumbling over the man's name, the individual's name. I got notes. I got community notes. So I'm glad you're here. Yes, and Needful Things is awesome. I'm way overdue for a reread. I have the PS Publishing edition of that, and that's the one I'll reread. But I'm so like, I have so many great books to read. Revisiting Stephen King isn't necessarily the top, but I'm definitely gonna. That's one that is way up there when I do. I ordered it. I have a used paperback because I heard the book is great, but haven't read it yet. But the style of this book appeals to me. The master has to go out, pee on his chosen tree. Later, Gators. Take it easy. Take it easy. I'm glad you were able to be here. So, yes. I only had one other thing to talk about, and that was the Pargin bundle. Your top 10 Stephen King book countdown video is my favorite. Keep it up. Thank you. Yes. That changes. I think these top 10 videos, when he comes out with new books, and actually, I think the worst Stephen King books will be the one that changes more. But yes, I tried to pick the ones that really left an overall impression with me, not necessarily fan favorites, but ones that I thought were really original and inventive and didn't get enough praise. And I think, Cell for me was awesome. A lot of people don't like that one, but Cell was great. So the only other thing I had to talk about tonight was Midworld, that Pargin bundle. I did not talk about it. Did I? No. Oh, yes, I did. I did. Yeah, I already talked about that. Wow. I mean, Andrew, if you get as old as me, don't. Because you forget what you did earlier in the show. We already talked about the Pargin bundle at Midworld, and I think it was awesome. But I made it through my short little list. And I did it without going crazier than I already am. You know what? We're going to do this end toast neat. It's going to be neat, which means no ice. And we're just going to do one little toast because I think I need it more than I did last week in this timeline. And so that's to say, for all of those who are going through the storm, just know you're going to be better on the other side. Cheers to you. That's good. So good night. Good night, everyone. RA, I have your card. It's going to be coming to you this week. Same thing with you, Joshua. And looking at venues, going to get these things nailed down, squared away. We're going to have a nice little party for those who can make it. And I'm just sad it won't be at the courthouse. That was going to be a lot of fun. And I wish I could say subsequent years we'll try to get it there, but I won't do it under this management. Maybe if this dumbass gets voted out. However she got voted in, I don't know. But maybe when it's under new management, because they were very careless and cold and didn't feel they had to answer my questions. So anyway, take it easy. Gonna watch some of your videos between my read. Cheers. Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. And I appreciate every read, every comment, every view. Not read, every view, every comment, and every week. So thank you all. And I will see you next week, rain or shine. Hopefully shine.